Good morning. I thought I would go around and give you another tour. It's been about 6 weeks since I did a full garden tour, and quite a lot has changed in the garden. I thought maybe I'd do this every 6 weeks, 2 months, let you know. We've got our seedlings. We've got various pots here that are doing okay. Eventually there'll be, these are 3 fuchsias. These ones, check the video up there. The ones at the back are plants that were in my free plants video. My seedlings. Some of them are coming along really well. I've got a courgette growing there, and the beans, I don't know what they're doing, but I have some tomato plants, so that's good. And none of the other squashes are doing much at the moment, but fingers crossed. And various plants at the bottom I found while I've been digging up that I've rescued and hopefully will find new homes for. I've got my blueberry, that's doing quite well. And here we've got some salad greens that we planted on in the studio up here, which we also did the peas in. The fruit bed, so you can have a really in-depth tour of this. I didn't do that too long ago. It was looking really nice. And the meadow, well, it's looking very green. But if we go down right down here, you'll see some things that aren't grass growing. And those are hopefully our meadow plants. Fingers crossed that they grow and they start flowering later on this year. Around here, we've got various types of sunberry and blackberry. And the sunberry is doing really, really well. That's good. Our climbers are looking really good. This one, this is the honeysuckle. It's about to flower, so that's really cool. Might refocus. Oh, there we go. There you go. My climbing roses are flowering. They look gorgeous. And the jasmine. Look at that, that's great. So, climbers are doing really well. The beech down here is now in leaf. So I think last time you saw it, it wasn't. Some Vivams are doing so much better. And watch the video up top about how I made this and why I had to, because I kind of got it a bit wrong. But that's doing really well, and the others here, my spare ones, are doing well. I have to find homes for those. Bird feeders, I need to refill this one. But if you want to find out about how and what I put in that, it's up the top. Poor Moscow is going to have to put lots of links to other videos. But we've got a video about the kind of food that I feed. This bed here, I still have to add things in. So there are a few things that have survived. I'll probably do a video about when I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to put lots of the annuals that I've got growing in this bed. Peach, our cherry tree, Fuchsia, still waiting on you to flower. Look at this rock rose, isn't it gorgeous? Look at those flowers. It's lovely. Various things growing in here that we're going to find out what they are when they grow a bit bigger. Some Penstemons I know that I've definitely got. The rockery is looking splendid. My only issue is up here and here where I hacked the thyme and they haven't come back. But apart from that, everything's looking really green. The pond is looking good too. Not too much algae. I'll probably do a little video about pond maintenance when it gets a bit worse, but at the moment I've got it under control, so that's good. Over here, my work in progress corner. Compost bin. Oh, we left the lid off. Oh dear. Put it back on. My lilac. Look at this lilac. Oh, wow. The flowers are almost done, but they're looking, they were splendid. Now they get new growth from them, so I do need to start pruning this. So the cottage bed is looking not so amazing. Some of the perennials are about to flower. Some of the clematises are flowering, so that's really good. I'm going to add some more annuals and things to this as the year goes on, but the things that are in here are doing relatively well. I don't want to go too crunch, but got some perennial wallflowers, and then the ones I grew there. This, I'll give you an update on this. I have no idea what this is. Planted it, I think it must have come in with something else, but it does look like it might flower, so you might finally find out what it is. I have a feeling it's probably going to be something like a gladioli or an iris, but we'll find out when it flowers. This is the veg. Watch the video up top here about potting this on, and then I think later on I show why I had to put string on. But the string is working. The string is to prevent it being dug up, and we've got 3 broccolis, which are doing quite well. 2 purple sprouting broccolis. Leeks that are doing much better now they're in the sunshine. They're actually growing. Oh my gosh. And peas. Look at them go. Then we're going down the shady alley, which is looking pretty lush. Gap here, and some of you saw in the bee bombs, they were here, and the bee bombs have almost completely gone. In fact, there's one here. Oh yeah, you can see the seeds inside the bee bomb. So I'll put the bee bomb back down. So hopefully some of these seedlings that are growing are from the bee bombs. But again, I'll have to leave it. Mr. Squirrel. I have to leave them and then see what grows. Up here, got Jerusalem sage. Looking really good. Lovely yellow blooms. Cerinthe. My hostas. Oh dear, guys. Well, it's a mixed bag, really. Some of them are doing really well. But they're still getting eaten, which is annoying. One of our viewers suggested eggshells, I think. So I'm going to try that out. See whether that has any effect. I don't think my stick prevention is really needed anymore, and I wonder if that's giving them a highway. But they've grown and they haven't died before they've got leaves, so at least they're photosynthesizing and they'll survive. Then here is a standard fuchsia. It's got lovely flowers. It was here before we hacked it back, and then it actually regrew, and I actually really like it. It's quite substantial. We just need to keep it pruned. Then out to the front. Privet hedge is my job today, to trim back. Also have these vines that we never planted that grow through it, which are annoying. So that's one of my jobs this morning. The woodland garden, so I thought I'd just give you an update on what's going on. So the woodruff is almost in complete flower. It's looking great. The ferns, look at them. Oh, these plants are doing really well too. Everything's doing pretty decently. But the ferns, look at them. This one in particular. I mean, I think I'll have to go back and look because I just can't. The only one that's not doing that well was this one, but if you look really carefully, there are some new shoots. So I'm really hopeful about that. But the rest of them are looking so lush. It would be my dream one day to have a proper fernery, like a greenhouse with ferns in, or like a nice humid room. But maybe one day. The jasmine and black's doing okay. Doing really well. Foxgloves. Look at them all. They're about to flower. It's a great tip. And he's after the mealworms. He's just a bit freaked out by me. So cool. Box hedge is looking a little bit crazy. There is a reason for that. I want it to grow a little bit higher, and then I'm going to trim it back. But I'm actually quite pleased with it. In front we've got some roses. This one just hasn't started to flower yet. And primulas. But quite pleased, and I will do a video about box hedges in the future because they do get this thing called box moth, which for some people will be really interesting about how I've treated it. Over here we have our real Christmas tree. He almost died on us, but we're so glad. If you look, he's got new buds forming just here. So that's amazing. The acer is looking incredible. It's looking so good. And underneath we've got some hellebores. This is a potato plant. It's got like, it's called a Chilean potato plant, but it's got flowers like a potato. Really pretty, really striking. It's lovely. Over here we've got some more roses. This is the front of the house. African daylilies coming out in flowers, sedums. Roses are in full bloom, columbine or angelica, wallflowers, and actually my hanging baskets. Normally around about this time I'm like, oh, I must replant them. But I put geraniums in them last year and they're actually doing really, I'm trying to stop saying the word really. They're actually doing very, very well. So what I think is I'm going to keep them this year. I've put this ivy, which I did show in a previous video, transplanted into them, and it's doing surprisingly well too. So got a red one and a white one and another red one. So I don't think I need to do much more than that. The problem with this location is they get quite a lot of sun, so they dry out a lot. Watering them once a day should be fine, but sometimes if you have a hanging basket you might have to water them like twice a day to make sure they get enough water, because they can't obviously get their roots down deep to get more water. Some other geraniums I put in last year. Rosemary, lavender. Clematis is finally out. And this clematis was both of those actually, but this one was here when we came. It was completely overgrown, but look at those blooms. They're glorious. Coppergrass, more rosemary. And then this front bed isn't really doing much at the moment. Got a hebe, lavenders. I really want to make this into a bees and butterflies bed with hebes and lavenders. But the hebes won't flower until a bit later, and the lavender's just coming through, so that one I had to do some cosmetic surgery on. This one's looking much nicer, much more rounded. So that's quite exciting. I'm going to dehead these soon, probably in next week. More Angelica or Columbine. So here are just some of the plants that are flowering in the garden at the moment. Thank you so much for watching. And leave your comments below about any suggestions that you've got. Leave a like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!